And we are proceeding with evictions today. We are under slightly new guidelines, actually returning essentially to our old guidelines with a few differences. And so individually, when you come in and we talk about your case, I'll be explaining a few things that have changed. This morning, everyone who will be speaking to me needs to be sworn in. That means if you're a tenant or a landlord or a witness, anyone who will be speaking to me, and that is the only thing that will be allowed this morning, is actually speaking to the judge. If you'll raise your right hand to be sworn in, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay, thank you. We can proceed.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put everybody back over in the waiting room. And we will call everyone in case by case. Okay, Judge. First case is case number 076. I do not have anyone for either of plaintiff or defendant. So if you just want to just mark that one.
Okay.
And then case number 77 is RITCD LLC. We were waiting on them to show up because they called yesterday and confirmed the time at 9 o'clock. But they're not here, but their defendant is Joe Smith. So I'll go ahead and bring him over.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Smith, can you hear me? Okay, you can go ahead. There you go. Can
Hello?
you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I am Savannah with Precinct 4, and I have you on here with the judge. I did speak to the plaintiffs yesterday, and they were confirmed on the time. Because I know there was a mishap, and they thought it was 10, and I think it was I think they thought it was the wrong day. But they did confirm the day and time yesterday, but they did not appear for court today. So I'll let the judge proceed from here.
Okay.
Good morning, Mr. Smith.
Yes, sir.
Are you,
Good morning.
good morning. Are you the resident at 2802 North Quaker, Unit 27E?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the plaintiff filed for an eviction, and I am showing a monthly rent of $675. And since the plaintiff has not appeared this morning, I am going to dismiss this. So that will be the end of this proceeding. That does not mean that they cannot file again. It just means that this proceeding this morning cannot go forward.
Well, I hopefully it won't have to go to this again. What it was is I've been waiting to get approved for disability, and it came through Friday.
Oh, okay. And you have
So I have not had an income since August.
I see.
I have breathing issues, COPD and such, and I've been hospitalized I was hospitalized 3 times in 2020 for it.
I see.
So I finally got approved for disability. So now maybe I can hopefully I'll be able to work with them and I won't have to do this again.
Okay.
I actually have income coming in now.
That sounds good.
So,
if you've communicated with them, then they may not need to file again then. So
yes, I'll definitely be talking to them.
Okay. Then this morning we are dismissed for lack of plaintiff.
All righty.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Bye-bye now.
Okay, Judge. Give me just 1 second. The next one we're going to do is we'll do District West Apartments. And I've got Carrie Koenig on District West Apartments. And for this case, number 083, there is not, Catherine Dean is the defendant, but did not appear for court today. And I
Okay.
am showing service was given.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And let's see. Carrie,
Yes, sir.
you are seeking to evict Catherine Dean, is that correct?
Yes, she has turned over possession to us. So at this point, we're seeking judgment and court cost.
I see. Okay. The monthly rent amount is $595.
Yes.
Okay.
She was
how
not,
I'm
sorry, she was not delinquent.
She was not delinquent. Okay. So how much then are you seeking?
Just the court cost.
Just the court costs. Okay. So I'm putting a 0 for the judgment, and but there will be the $136 of court cost included.
Fabulous.
Appeal, bond for appeal is set at $594, 1 month's rent. And I am signing that today, April 6th of 2021. So all you are seeking is just possession,
Yes. And the court-
and that the judgment be rendered against the defendant.
yes, sir.
Okay. Then Ms. Dean is evicted, and the judgment is for $0 plus the court costs, and the bond is for $594.
Thank you so much.
Do we have anything further this morning? Do we have another case?
Not for me, no, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much then.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Bye-bye now.
Okay, next one, Judge. Wait, am I? Okay, I couldn't tell if I was muted or unmuted. We'll go ahead and do case number 081 and then 082.
Okay.
Both of them have the same plaintiff, Meridian Apartments, and I have Whitney. Whitney is representing Meridian Apartments. And the first case that she has is 081 against a Terry Martin. Terry
Okay.
Martin did not show for court today.
Okay, has not shown. Okay. Good morning, Whitney.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good.
Whitney, you are seeking, representing Meridian Apartments, you are seeking to evict Terry Martin.
That's correct.
Okay, and I'm showing that he has not appeared. I'm showing a monthly rent of $850. Is that correct?
That is.
And on what grounds are you seeking the eviction this morning?
For possession? Is that what you're asking?
No, on what grounds are you seeking possession of the
Oh.
property?
Non-payment of rent.
Non-payment of rent, okay.
Yes, sir.
How much are you seeking in back rent? And this is monthly rent alone.
$5,650.
Wow, okay, $5,650, okay.
Yes, sir.
At $850, that's a lot of months.
It is. Since partial in October and since then.
Okay. Are you aware of any CDC declaration, or has there been any hint of that?
No, sir.
Okay. I'm cautioning all landlords, and I'm doing this on an individual basis, that the CDC moratorium federally is still in effect until June 30th. The Texas
Yes, sir.
Supreme Court has told the Justice Court that we can proceed as normal on evictions. And the issue of the CDC declaration is strictly between the tenant and the landlord. So if a CDC declaration is filed, is given to you, the court will have no say in, this court will have no say in that matter, but you will be notified if you want to proceed with the eviction or with the actual writ of possession at that point in time. And so I'm just giving a little caution to all landlords that there is a little bit of ambiguity now in the situation, since there is a federal moratorium, but the state of Texas is not enforcing that.
Okay.
Okay. And I am granting the eviction this morning for $5,650
Okay.
plus the court costs. Bond is set at 1 month's rent, $850. And I am signing that today, April 6th of 2021. And
Okay.
so we have evicted Terry Martin with a $5,650 judgment plus the court costs and a bond for appeal of $850, just to repeat.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We have one more case, Judge, case number 082 against Desiree Carrizales, and she is here for court today. I'm going to go ahead and move her over if you're ready.
Okay, that'll be fine.
Desiree Carrizales, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. I do have you here, and we have Whitney, who's representing Meridian Apartments, and I have you both on with the judge. So please only speak when he asks for your side of things, and just make sure you don't speak to each other and keep your background noise to a minimum.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's see. Whitney, you are seeking to evict Desiree Carrizales, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
And I am showing a monthly rent of $850.
Yes, sir.
On what grounds are you seeking the eviction this morning?
Non-payment of rent.
Non-payment of rent, okay. And how much in back rent alone are you seeking?
$4,250.
$4,250, okay. Ms. Carrizales, you have heard the plaintiff's testimony this morning. Do you have a defense in this?
No, sir.
Okay, then you acknowledge that you owe the $4,250.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then I am going to proceed with the eviction this morning. The judgment for the eviction will be for $4,250 plus the court costs. The bond for appeal is set at $850, 1 month's rent. And I am signing that today, April 6th of 2020.
Okay.
Do we have any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go ahead and remove you both from the meeting. Okay, Judge, I need you to go back to case number 077 with Joe Smith. I was able to get him back on, but it looks like his plaintiff is here. I don't know how it happened or how they snuck in, but they did.
Oh, okay. Let me go back here. Okay, 7, okay. Okay, let's
Okay,
see.
Mr. Jim Taylor, if you can press *6 to unmute yourself. Mr. Taylor, can you unmute yourself, please?
Okay, am I unmuted?
Yes, there you go.
Okay, okay.
And who are you representing? RITCD?
Yes, I am, ma'am.
Okay, all right. I've got you, and then I've got
Joe Smith.
Mr. Joseph Smith. Can you hear me? For Joe Smith? Just press *6 to unmute yourself, please. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I do have Joe Smith, and then I have Jim Taylor representing RITCD.
Okay. Mr. Taylor, you're representing RITCD and you are seeking to evict Joe Smith and all their occupants from 2802 North Quaker.
That is correct, sir, Your Honor.
Okay, and I am showing a monthly rent of $675. On what grounds are you seeking this eviction?
Well, his mother is buying a mobile home, and she moved back to Tennessee, and Mr. Smith agreed to move in and make the payments, and he was unable to do so for health reasons, he claimed. So he's months behind, and we're no longer able to provide him with free housing.
And so you are seeking this based on unpaid rent.
That is correct, sir.
How much in unpaid rent are you seeking?
Including the lot rent, it's about $20,000. So we went with him a long time.
I see, and that is for the court purposes, that is only the monthly rent amount. Is that correct?
That's the manufacturing house and the lot rent to park it in the mobile home park.
Okay, so that is total. Now, is that mobile home? Was that on a mortgage, or how is that set up?
Yes, it's his mother was buying the mobile home from, and actually her daughter bought it originally, and they were truckers, and so we allowed her mother to take up the payments, and Mr. Smith was going to do that, but he was unable to even make the monthly lot rent, and we did have to pay some on the park rent, or they were going to force us to spend $10,000 and move it out of the park.
I see. And the value of the trailer is
It's about $20,000.
$20,000. Okay. And what is the monthly lot rent is how much?
It runs about $260, I believe, and the payments on the
269.
mobile home, to the best of my knowledge, is $450 a month.
Okay, so 269, is that correct? And then the payments on the trailer, is that money is owed to you also?
Yes,
And that is there a note involved in that?
yes, a note. We do have a note from his, I guess it would be his sister, the trucker. And then we have the written agreement where his mother assumed and agreed to make the payments on it. And she did as long as she lived there. But after she moved back to Tennessee, Mr. Smith couldn't keep up. And I understand he does have health problems.
What I am hearing is that there is a $450 per month payment on the mobile home. Is that correct?
That is correct.
No, it's 410.
Mr. Smith, repeat that, say that again.
It's 410.
$400.
$410 a month for the mobile, and $269 for the lot rent.
269 for the lot rent. Okay. And that would then total to $679. Okay. And Mr. Smith, your defense is that you have been unable to pay this up until now. Are you able to pay this now?
I can't pay the full amount yet, but I can make monthly payments. My disability, I finally got approved for disability, and it finally started. I got a check. I'm waiting for a back pay check. That'll back pay back, as soon as that comes, I can put every bit of it towards it.
Okay.
But I won't know. I don't know when that will be here, but I know it's coming.
This is way behind, obviously.
Well, according to the paperwork that I'm looking at right here, it's the total amount on this is $92.33. $9,233. That's the amount on the complaint. I've got the paperwork in my hand.
Okay, and that's 9,233, and that is
Yes, sir.
that is the total amount of $410 for the mobile home payment and the 269 lot agreement. Lot rent. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. That's what it says on the paperwork that I'm looking at right here. That was served to me by the constable.
Okay. Is there now the reason for your COPD? Is there anything related to COVID in this?
No, it's not that I know. My doctor's never diagnosed me with it, but I don't know if that's what put me in the hospital originally back in February, because it was back before anybody even knew what it was.
You're talking about February of 2020?
Yeah, February. I was hospitalized in February of 2020, then again in August of 2020, and then again in September of 2020.
I see. You have been now 9,200 at 679 per month. That is roughly 15 months that you are behind on both the rent and the payment. And that is I guess it's roughly 14 months that you are behind currently.
Well, I was keeping the lot rent up until August of last year.
Right. Okay.
I was keeping it up until I got told I couldn't work anymore.
I see. And but the mobile home payments have not been made for.
No. I couldn't pay them. I didn't have the money.
Okay.
But I was told that the lot rent had to be paid.
And that is
So
the case. Given the circumstances here, I have no choice but to proceed with the eviction. The challenge, of course, that we have is that when you are that far behind in back rent and back mortgage payment on the mobile home, it's going to be very difficult to pull that into the pot. I would suggest that you visit with the landlord, but the court has no choice but to proceed with the eviction. Let me clarify the amount. The amount, Mr. Smith, that you were filed on was how much?
$9,233.
$9,233. Okay.
Yes.
And Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
That is the original amount that was on your petition. Do you want to amend that?
Well, there's been some accumulated lot rent and payments on the mobile home since we filed that. So whatever,
What would that?
we're agreeable to whatever. It's what, nine something a month since back for about 14 months.
No, it's 679. It's not 9233 was the number that you have on your petition. And so it would be simply up to you to amend it from that point.
Let's don't amend that. Let's leave it like it is. We're trying to work with him if we can.
Okay.
And yeah, and I greatly appreciate it. And like I said, I'm waiting on a back paycheck. It should be enough to get it completely caught up. That's all I'm waiting on. But I don't know exactly when it's going to get here. I can bring him I can bring him a payment today. I can bring a 400. I've already paid the lot rent. I paid it yesterday. And I can bring him a house payment. I can bring him the $410 trailer payment today. And then I can pay it every month. And then once that back paycheck gets here, I can pay it completely up.
Is there an amount of back rent on the lot? You said that you paid 1 month today. Is that correct? Or yesterday?
Yeah, they apparently they have paid it up to what was due this month.
I see. Okay.
So I've paid April's payment for the lot. It's paid.
Okay.
I dropped a money order off yesterday afternoon.
And what I'm proceeding with is this. I'm leaving it up to the two of you to negotiate together. And I am proceeding with the eviction. As far as this court is concerned, the amount for the judgment is for $9,233. And the bond for appeal is the $410 mortgage payment on the mobile home and the $269. So I'm showing $679 is the would be 1 month. And so that is the amount that I am setting for the appeal bond. And $9,233 is the amount of the judgment plus the court costs of $136. And I am signing that today, April 6th. And I hope that the two parties can work something out. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, so let's go ahead and do Kay Fowler, case number 084. I'm just waiting on Zoom to move her over. I don't know what's taking so long. Thank you, Lisa. Miss Fowler, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Miss Fowler?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. You're welcome. I do have you on with the judge. Miss Fowler is the plaintiff. She is evicting a Frank Garcia and all other occupants, case number 2021-625084. I do not show that Frank Garcia has appeared for court today. Everyone in this hearing has been served.
Okay. So Ms. Fowler, you're seeking to evict Frank Garcia. He has not appeared this morning. I am showing a monthly rent of $800. Is that correct?
Correct.
And on what grounds are you seeking the eviction?
I bought the house from a gentleman in East Texas in January, and I met Mr. Garcia at the property on January 5th. And when I met him, I informed him that I would not be buying the house in order to use it for rent property, that eventually I would want to have it vacated. And I told him at that time verbally that I would need him to be out by the end of February. And I did close on the house. I did send them a 30-day notice before the end of January in order to vacate. I hand delivered it. He has not been in the house since January. His sister, Teresa, and several other family members have actually just been living in the house. And I understand that he works out of town, and I've contacted him many times through text and leaving messages on his phone, and I've yet to get any replies from anything. There has been no rent paid. The rent, the message I gave to him at the end of February, which I hand delivered to Teresa, I actually left that on a text and a voicemail for him that I had delivered a 30-day written notice, and that February rent would be due. There was no rent paid. On March 1st, Teresa called me and said she had not gotten out and that she needed 2 more weeks. And I told her, I said, well, Teresa, no rent has been paid and you cannot live there for free. And I said, how much time do you need? And she said she needed 2 weeks. And I said, okay, well, I'll need to get at least half a month's rent because I've had no rent. And my intention really is not to rent it. It's to reclaim the house. And she gave me $300 on March the 3rd, and did not come up with the entire $400. The house is in deplorable condition. They had 8 cars parked in the driveway, the front yard, and in the street. And I did complain about that, and they did move all but 2 cars. And it has, it's going to take probably $25,000 to get the house into a livable shape. But the reason she's not approved, she's not a tenant, and she's kind of homesteaded in there, or squatted in there, or whatever you want to call it.
And the monthly rent amount, was that $800? Was that the previous rental agreement that they had?
Yes, that was, and there wasn't a written agreement. It was a verbal agreement, and they have been in there for several years. And the homeowner that owned that house had moved to East Texas, and he had actually gotten rid of all of his rent properties but that one house. And it was $800 a month, and he knew it was in bad shape. And he sold it to me at a reasonable price. And my intent is to fix the house up and then try and resell it.
How much then in back rent are you seeking? Is that February?
I really don't care if I get back rent. If I sought back rent, it would be $600. Well, concluding April, that would, I mean, $1,600 plus $800, that's $2,400. But I really am not seeking the rent. I'm just seeking for them to.
What I'm actually looking at is for an accurate number there, Ms. Fowler.
Well, February, March, and April, 3 months at $800 would be $2,400.
But you mentioned a partial payment of $300 was made. Is that correct?
She paid me $300, so that would make it $2,100.
Okay. Is that what you are requesting then this morning?
I'm actually requesting for them just to get out.
Okay. Do you want to make the judgment zero, just the court costs alone then?
Well, I think that's what I want to do is, yes.
That's up to you, and that's fine.
Yes.
Then the judgment is for $0, but there will be the court costs of $136 on that judgment. And the bond for appeal is set at 1 month's rent. That's $800. And I am signing that today, April 6th, 2020. And the tenant is evicted, and you will have, there is a 5-day right to appeal. And so nothing can be done. No writ of possession can be sought until after Monday, this coming Monday.
Okay. This is the first time I've ever had to go through this process, so I'm not really acquainted with the time frame and the process as it moves forward. If you don't mind explaining that to me, I'd appreciate it.
I can't really say anything more than that a writ of possession cannot be filed before Monday at 4:30. So
Okay, and do I come back down to the courthouse, and is that a form that I fill out and sign?
yes, that is. You would need to visit with our clerks about that, and they can explain the fees to you.
Okay, and then after I file that, then do you have any idea of what happens after that?
That you will actually need to seek out legal advice on. As a justice of the peace, I cannot legally advise either party, and so my hands are tied.
Yes. Well, I wasn't asking for advice as to what to do. I'm just trying to see what the process is.
Right. You can visit with our clerks about the process. They'll actually.
Okay, the clerks would give me an idea, and so they would have an idea of the time frame of how do the people who are occupying the property receive notice of this?
They will receive notice from the court.
Okay.
It will of course be mailed to them. Since they did not appear today, it will be mailed to them. They would have received, had they been on the hearing today, then they would have received notice already. And they would receive a verbal notice from us, as well as the written notice sent out.
Okay.
But again, nothing can be done until after next Monday.
But, okay, so I would come down on Tuesday is what you're saying.
If you have any additional questions, you can just call the office. As far as this court proceeding, this has ended.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sorry, Judge, I was on a call, or I would have caught it sooner.
No, that's fine.
Okay, one more. Case number 086.
Okay.
You've got Sandra Salas and Danny Petty. Sandra Salas is the landlord. Danny Petty is the defendant. Okay, Sandra Salas and Danny Petty, I have you both here with the judge. We're doing eviction case number 2021-625086. If you guys want to unmute yourself, it's *6 on your phone. Just make sure you don't have any background noise or anything like that, because it will drown out the judge or whoever is speaking. And make sure, wait your turn to speak. Judge?
Okay, Sandra has unmuted. Danny has not.
Danny Petty, if you can hear me, I need you to press *6 on your phone to unmute yourself, please. Thank you.
Now we have both parties available. Miss Salas, you are seeking to evict Danny Fremont Petty and all other occupants from 8506 County Road 6500, Unit 7. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And I'm showing a monthly rent of $300. Is that correct?
Of what?
$300.
Well, he's supposed to pay $300. Well, it's been a long story, and it's just, it's a conflict of interest, and
Hold on, just all I'm asking for is the monthly,
the monthly payment of $300. Yes.
Okay, monthly rent is $300. Now I'm going to ask you for the grounds on which you are seeking this eviction.
Okay, it's conflict of interest. I've got a 13-year-old daughter, and sometimes he gets so aggravated at
at me and my daughter, and he starts, and I know he tells me he's sorry every time he goes to cussing me, and I call him his names, calling me out of my name, and I don't want my daughter to be around something like that, you know. I mean, it's not healthy for her seeing us argue all the time and making her feel like that she's a part of it, she's the cause of it, or anything like that.
And your relationship with this individual is just as a tenant?
Well, we first started out as trying to be boyfriend and girlfriend, but I've seen that we couldn't, and he has been telling me that he will move out when he gets this next stimulus check. And I told him, that's fine, Daddy. I said, but you've got to make sure you get out. I said, because I can't handle. He's supposed to be taking his medicine, and he don't take them because he forgets them all the time. And I didn't take him to be a child. I mean, sometimes I feel like I got to take a child to have to take care of.
Okay. Ma'am,
And he's always.
Ma'am, do you have a rental agreement with Mr. Petty?
Nope.
Okay. So did you have a verbal agreement with Mr. Petty?
Yes.
Got a verbal agreement to pay $300 per month, that he would
Right.
pay $300 per month. Is that correct?
I told him that it was that he needs to pay $300 a month. Yes.
And are you seeking any back rent?
I know, because I just want him to get a stimulus check and do what he says he's going to do.
Is any back rent owed?
Plenty, but I'm not even going to seek it.
Okay. Mr. Petty, do you have a defense this morning?
I have a defense, yes, sir. We came to agreement. I've been doing a lot of work. I work for cash money on a lot of jobs, and she spends her money on the rent, and I turn around, I give her money back all through the month, and she feels like she's asking me for money because I give her money. You know, but that's not it at all. You know, and it's just a long story, but I agreed to her to go ahead and I'll go ahead and when I'm trying to get my truck legal, my license legal, and I told her to move out, and she said she had no problem with that. Also, I have a mental disability, and it's gotten worse, and I've been going to Sunrise Canyon, and I'm on medication. We're doing Sunrise Canyon, and I'm waiting for Benetta Jordan handling my case for me to get my Social Security disability, and she agreed that she'll be a problem, you know, and for me living here. So I've been doing the best I can, and we didn't see eye to eye on some things, and we had some disagreements, and so just I'll move if she's really listening. Move. I told her that. I just need some time to get some money together, I'll get a place I can afford. I've been living here for over a year and a half, and I've done a lot of work here, and stuff. I feel like it's kind of not good, you know. I've done a lot of stuff here, and I just feel like I'm walking away from everything I own, you know. If I leave here, I have nothing either.
Okay, then from what I'm hearing from testimony from both of you, that I'm hearing is that the plaintiff is not seeking that rent. So I'm putting a $0 judgment on this. I am granting the eviction and basing that on the testimony of Ms. Solis and your testimony, and over it sounds like irreconcilable differences that the court cannot deal with. And so the judgment will be for $0, but there will be $136 of court costs that will be attached to this judgment. The bond for appeal is set at $300. And I am signing this eviction on April 6th, 2021. And you have, you will have 5 days to get everything together. You have a 5-day right of appeal. And so
everything I own is in this house. So I have no vehicle, no place to go. I don't know anybody in the state of Texas, and she knows that. And I lose everything I own. I have nowhere to go, and she knows this. And she's not pushing me out in 5 days, sir. If you ask her, she's giving me time to get a place, find a place. Let me get on my feet a little bit. I have no money. Am I right, Sandy?
you will have to work that out with her. And
okay.
Court can only, by law, we can only proceed at this point. The eviction will be final unless you appeal within 5 days.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Can you?
Do I have to pay the 160? Do I need to pay the court cost?
You already paid the court cost, ma'am, when you filed.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and remove you both from the meeting. If you have any additional questions, you can call the clerk's office. My name is Savannah, and I'll be happy to help you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, that's it, Judge.
All right.